received the Memory Imaging Division Achievement Award for Excellence in PSOC-based Emulation System in December 2006. Awarded the Best Author Award for NVSRAM article in Electronics for you in June 2007. Recognized for contributions to the development of NPP, the first silicon fully functional NVSRAM on the 0.13 micron technology in August 2007. His work has achieved international recognition, being published in the USA, Taiwan and Germany in 2008. He earned an associate certificate in PSOC Mixed Signal Array in 2008. Awarded the Best Manager Award in Cyprus for his mentorship, motivation, systematic approach and attention to detail in 2008. Many are there, so I will restrict myself to this, because if you read another 3 pages will be there sir's achievements, and I request Vinayak Babu sir to take over the dais.
May not be that depth, at least you should have the glimpses of it, you should know. Then what is it? I am deviating from the topic, is it okay?
Fine.
Huh? Is it okay? Fine. The reason why I am telling you is these are all very, very critical things in our life. Am I right or wrong? We are born once, we die once. I don't know how it will be my next life or what is my previous life, I don't know. But as long as I am here, I should live happily. The life is to live happily and go on. There are around 800 people in Bangalore. 800 people multiplied by 7 to 8 lakhs. Huge money. But the management did not approve. That's a different scenario. Anyway, so this is how it is. So why I am telling you all this is because there is a process. If you follow the process, everything is smooth and clean. In day to day, we are following that. But unfortunately, in our life, we are not putting that. Very simple. If you want to do a sambar, there is a process. You cannot put a vegetable in one vessel, you cannot put water in and a masala in a different. And you keep learning, my sambar is not ready. It will never become ready. There is a process which you follow. For everything in life, there is a process. For your problems also, there is a process. You subject this to that process, it will give the result, just follow that blindly. Only 2 people cannot. One is mentally retarded, another is drunkard. If you 2 are there, if you follow this, it will not. Other than that, anybody, at least if not 100%, at least even if 90% or 80% if you get the problem solution, you are happy, right, in your life. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Anyway, coming back to our artificial intelligence. So what is VLSA artificial intelligence? So I want to cover up one more thing. These things are there. I think most of you would have gone through some courses or heard of something. So I want to talk about human versus a machine. So machine learning is part of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing but you follow the deep learning, robotics, learning, non-learning, creating, educating. You are creating one more machine and you are giving intelligence, just like it. I use one word, Hayabusamas. Hayabusamas. Good morning in Japanese. Now you are also a robot. You are not trained. If I train that language to you, next time you will speak. Vanakkam sir. Vanakkam. What does it mean?
He understands.
Huh? No, you know that language, so I talk in that language, you respond to it. Means the knowledge is imposed by your parents or by the environment, whatever, that intelligence has come to you, you are also kind of a machine only. More or less, we are also like a machine. And today's era, we are all like robots, we are all like machines. You know tomorrow what you are supposed to do, day after tomorrow, if a kid is born, you know you have to put him in school. The same cycle you will put, right? What your parents have done, get married, the life is settled. But the term settle is not correct. I remember in your college, I think we discussed this, right? Huh? One of the professors said, sir, should get settled in life. Some topic came, right? Either it's kid or for ourselves, we use this word common, we should get settled. Then I said only one word to the professor. Sir, for 1 minute, imagine this earth is settled, what will happen? We have nothing in this earth, right? Not even a small particle of it. That itself is not settled for years together. Then what are we talking of settled? There is nothing but settled. We have to adjust to the climate and just move on. Today outside the climate is chill. We wear sweater. Again it comes to May, we wear light. Correct? So there is nothing called settled with one cloth or one subject, right? So there is always subject to changes. Now, what I want is, I want human body and a machine. We'll compare these two. Once we understand this, we can create our own robotics. We can create our own machines, whatever. So we are seeing bits and pieces now. Let's say YouTube. YouTube follows you, or you are following YouTube. You are following YouTube, or YouTube is following you? Huh?
YouTube is following.
It actually reads and reads whatever.
Somebody asked this, there is a farmer who is holding this cow. Now a person asked, the cow belongs to you, or you belong to the cow? Of course, the cow belongs to me. Then what he did, he pat on the cow, on the back. Cow started running. This fellow ran after the cow.
He belongs to cow.
Exactly. He belongs to the cow. Cow doesn't belong to him. We think cow belongs to us. Likewise the problems also.
That must be some kind of a belongingness.
What is that belongingness? Nothing belongs to us. The reality is nothing. We are holding everything. We are holding everything in our life. Okay, if you go back to Upanishads, in Upanishads beautifully they have told how is our life, what it is. Mandoka Upanishad is there. I don't know if you heard this word. In that, who am I? In that they talk about this. It's been described. I think our Vedas are really good. We are not following them. All these things, whatever we are seeing. One of the NASA scientists, I went through this book in one of the libraries. He's written about Mahabharata, volume 16. And he happens to be a scientist, he happens to be Indian. And he has converted all the Mahabharata in Sanskrit into English. It was a surprise for me. See, the people, even NASA, they are working on Sanskrit today. Not many people are aware. They are working on the binary system. The better system is our Sanskrit. I think most of you are aware. Anyway, coming back, what I want is, first I will convert this human body into the machine, and we'll see how it works. Then it becomes easy for you to understand the rest of things. Those things, anyway, you've gone through the slides, many slides. These are things which I want to give you more knowledge. Like, I will ask, there's a computer. In the computer, there's a motherboard. Motherboard is the key for anything. Even if you're talking robotics, you're talking machine learning, you talk anything, it's all bits and pieces only. Okay? If you integrate everything, it becomes our Sophia. Okay? But all of us, we talk about other things. But I want to talk the internal crux of it. What is kernel? How it is framed? How the computer and human body are being. Like we have two brains, right? One is left and one is right. Similarly, in computer, you have U pipe and V pipe. So there, I think next session will be hardware accelerator. It is similar to that only. Like, the processor is fully heavily loaded with too many tasks. Then automatically the V pipe will load to U pipe. The first thing, everything will go to V pipe. Unfortunately, our brain doesn't work that way. Brain has got sufficient space. We are using hardly what we all know, 2%, 1%. So it is not. But in computers, the memory and the processing is got limited. So they use U pipe and V pipe. Similarly, there is something called, I will make it very crisp and short so that we will go over. There is something called NMI, non-maskable interrupts. Basically, the computers work predominantly on the interrupts. Now, what is the interrupt with the human body? Interrupt is something like this. I put a USB, automatic my system, recognizes. If it is used USB, it recognizes. If there is unknown, it will say unknown USB. Maybe some USB output, may not be the pen drive or something. It will tell. If all the software is there, it will. So what happens is, when I am doing the code, okay, there is something called BIOS. Okay, basic input output, right? In that I write the program. Most of it are memory mapping. What you call memory? There is something called I/O mapping and memory mapping. Memory mapping is what you always look in the processors or even in the computers are all memory map. I/O map is microcontrollers. What you see IOs in and out. These are all I/O map. In memory map, the memory will be mapped like how our house in a given area. Every house has a door number, right? Right? So address, and there is something called data. So what they do is in the address, they allocate for this much address for memory, this much for USB, this much for maybe a processor, or some for timers, some for counters. For everything they will allocate. Whenever you are pinging, this interrupt, how it works is the computer itself will generate in 1 nanosecond or few nanoseconds. It will keep on interrupting each and every one. It is something like your blood which is flowing in your body. I take a pin, I press it in the foot, you close your eyes. Still you will exactly locate, it is pressed in your left leg, particular thumb also. How? Because there is some nerve, there is some blood which is circulating, right? So it carries the message to your brain. If it doesn't carry, what does it mean? You lost your sense, correct? So then you know that what is the term called gangrene. You know that if you have high diabetes, sensors will not work, then they have to cut. Similarly in computers also, when you're putting USB, if it is not sensing, then you call that USB port is not functioning. Means there also you have a similar problem. So there what they do is they generate the interrupt similar to blood. They keep on sending for every 1 second of the nanosecond. And whenever there is an interrupt, that interrupt will go to the address location. It will tell it is USB, and that USB already, if your software is there, it will go and check for the software. If the software is available, it will recognize immediately. It will tell you it is Toshiba USB or SanDisk, whatever it is, it will show. That's how this works. Similarly, the processing also happens similar way, how our human brain works. Similarly, we are built intelligence. The intelligence is built again on the memory. And for that memory, you have something called ALU, which is called ALU. Simple way to learn is ALU, arithmetic logic. This is nothing but right shift, left shift. The only two things they wanted is addition, and from addition you get multiplication, from subtraction division, whatever. That's how they do left and right, and they keep on rotating the binary things, and whatever they want, they will achieve over the period of time. And this is how the main processor works. And then you have memory to store, then you have registers, of course, then you have all the other flip-flops, registers, other things to do, then you have timer, all basically around that. Now over a period of time, what happened? The first processor came is 4004, GAL and PAL.
PAL, programmable array logic.
Yes, GAL,
Yeah,
generic array logic. It's just like GAL means girl, PAL means boy. Correct? Huh? Simple way to remember. Okay. Now we'll go to that. Now if I say binary, what does it come to? Zeros and ones, right? How many gates are there? With zeros and how many combinations you can do? 4. With 4, how many outputs you can get configuration? 2 to the power of 4. How many? 16. But in our education system, we study how many gates? 7. Then what is that missing 9? 1100, which gate it is?